Hi there, folks. New York City, Perfect Game's brand new studios here in the big city. And we figured, let's bring in a local, because if we're going to talk baseball, we need to do it with someone who plays urban baseball. Select festival athlete multiple times, Justice DeYoung, hangs out with us now. Thanks for coming into our studios, my friend. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm glad you're here in our studios. How does a young man who's an urban kid, let's just use a simple term, how does he fall in love with baseball?
You know, I started playing baseball around 3 years old, and I always liked the New York Yankees, so that was kind of my inspiration. I always hit with my dad in the park across the street, and now that I'm in high school, I go to Poly Prep in Brooklyn, which I'm thankful to have for batting cages, fields, and really anything a baseball player can ask for.
So, as a Yankees fan, who did you love on the team that pulled you to baseball?
You know, I really love Aaron Judge, honestly. This season, he had an amazing season, and I kind of just model his swing. I love the way he approaches at the plate.
You're a right-handed hitter, right?
Yeah.
And you're 6 what now?
6'3".
6'3", and you're 15, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you're growing tall like he's growing tall. Let's talk about his swing and comp it in a unique way to your swing.
So the whole at bat, I'm looking fastball, really, and adjusting to curveball. But when it gets to 2 strikes, I don't take a stride. I really try to shorten up and put the ball in play. During my rounds in the cage, I really just look to stay short to the ball and hit it to opposite field. I usually go no stride when I start hitting, and then work into my stride while I go off the machine.
All right, let's talk city baseball. Let's really dive into it. And in the year 2020, the pandemic, not very much fun. How did you grow as a baseball player? What were some creative and unique things you did?
I think during quarantine, a really big thing that I did was I went out of my house with my brother and went on the sidewalk to throw. So we would toss to each other on the sidewalk because no one was really outside, and that's where I would get my pitching.
What pride do you guys have in being New York City baseball players? Explain life in that way.
I feel like we're super hard working and gritty baseball players, because if you live in New York City, you really want to win and succeed as a baseball player, because it's very hard to find where to practice, where to get better. So we all work very hard.
All right, let's go one by one. There are 3 very important people in your life, and 2 of them are actually out in the control room. Your brother Maverick. I mean, you 2 guys in 2020 were probably stuck together more than you ever imagined. Tell me about your brother.
Yeah, Maverick's 12 years old. He's playing the same positions I play right now, pitcher, first and third base, and he's a really good pitcher. That's kind of what I think his primary is. I've taught him a lot about how I pitch, and I see that he uses me as a role model on the mound, because the way he pitches, I can just tell that I kind of pitch the same way.
Your mom is Lily. She brought you into the studios today. Tell me a little bit about the impact of mom, especially living in the setting you do in a city, how important she's been in your life, and who she is as a woman.
Yeah, I mean, I live with my mom, and she really does everything for me. She cooks for me every day, helps me with whatever I need, brings me to tournaments, even though she does not drive. She flies me there, you know, and we always find a way to get to the games that I need to.
The history that your father, Shu, had in playing professional basketball and understanding he had a journey in playing overseas, what kind of impact, storytelling, has that had on you, and maybe some leadership that's provided?
I feel like the stories of him working hard, really getting to the stage that he wants to, relates to me, because it doesn't matter what sport you are playing, you really have to work hard to get to where you want to be. And he's really taught me to keep my work ethic up and to keep working hard.
Poly Prep baseball coach, is it Matt Roventini? Tell me about Coach Matt.
He's really helped me in my game. I came to him in 7th grade during quarantine. He helped me through admissions at Poly. 8th grade also, he toured the school with me, you know, helped me get in. And freshman year was my first year at Poly, and I felt really accepted in the community there. The baseball season was amazing. We won state championships and really did not lose many games, and he's a really good coach. I can tell he knows a lot about the game.
Now, going back to 2020, that pandemic year, and you probably even are further beyond this now, but at your last Perfect Game event that you pitched, you're plus 16 miles an hour in velocity in your fastball. If I'm going to simply ask you how, what would you tell me?
I've been working out at a place called Vila University, run by Nick Serio, and they've really helped me gain velocity, because before I was really upper body throwing. They really helped me get into my legs and my lower body, helped me with my hips to open up, and help get my arm farther back to throw harder.
Outstanding. We've seen you at select festivals in 20, pandemic year, 21 and 22. So you've been a part of those Perfect Game Select festivals for 3 years. Kind of lump them all together, which is maybe unfair, but lump them all together and talk about the experience of being on the national stage.
I feel like the 12U Select Fest was when I was really introduced to Perfect Game. After that, I was getting a bit more experience with playing in Perfect Game tournaments. My 12U to 13U season in the summer was really good, and I ended up making the 13U Select Fest also. I met a lot of people who, I think I'll spend a lot of time talking to throughout the years as we grow up into high school ball. And this summer, I made the 14U Select Fest, which I'm really thankful for, as a pitcher and a hitter, and I got to pitch in all 12U, 13U, and 14U Select Fest.
We'll talk about your pitching in just a minute, but I'm intrigued with one thing you mentioned, and that's relationships. How much do you stay in touch once those games are over with those athletes?
I stay in touch with them every single day. I mean, I think we're going to grow together, play the game together, maybe play against each other, play in the same team, and really just grow until hopefully we all make the MLB.
You're a Duke commit, right? Why did Duke pull your verbal?
Well, first I viewed their campus and I really enjoyed it. The campus is beautiful. I like the coaches, how they treated me there. I like their facility, and I know I'm going to get a top-tier education there, so that's somewhere me and my family really wanted me to commit.
What's expected of you? What do you expect of yourself?
Well, what my goal is to have a 4.0 GPA. I know that's really hard to get, but I really want to work towards it because I need good grades to go to Duke. And if I get a good education, I think I'm going to be set for my career.
Okay, we have baseballs for a reason. Let's talk this through. Introduce us to your pitches, please.
Okay. I throw 3 pitches: fastball, curveball, changeup. This is my fastball. It's just a 4-seam. It's a pretty casual grip. This is my curveball. It's really my get-me-over pitch. I can throw it for a strike early in the count, or I can bury in the dirt in an 0-2 count. I feel most comfortable with my curveball also. I feel like it's been a pitch that I've worked on for a while. And this is my new pitch that I've really wanted to work. This is my changeup. I really grip it like this, and I try to pronate as much as I can to get that tail to a lefty, to really just get it outside, make it look like my fastball. I throw it really hard, so it might have maybe 4 to 5 miles an hour off my fastball, but it has a bunch of tail to it.
Good stuff. Let's go back to your breaking ball. Teach me a little bit. So show me the grip on your breaking ball.
I put my middle finger on the seam here.
Okay, so your middle finger goes up the horseshoe, but you're not spiking it though.
No.
You kind of just, I'm seeing you almost loose with that finger, right?
Yeah, and it's not like a 12-6 curveball. It's more of like a slurve.
Okay.
I want to pull it across my body.
Okay.
So it's really good to a righty because
Okay.
it looks like it's going into them. Just curves right into the zone.
Does your arm stay kind of locked in there, or are you moving your wrist at all?
I move my wrist a little bit, but honestly, I just try to throw it like my fastball. Don't try to think about the grip too much. Just keep my arm loose.
That's incredible. So here we go into the summer of 2023, and you're playing for the Padres scout team,
Yeah,
correct?
run by Cameron Mabin.
Okay, wow. I like Cameron Mabin. That's a great name right there. And you made sure that got mentioned.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you're expecting, the makeup of the team as you know it now. This is a busy summer for you coming up.
Yeah, so I played my first tournament with them, the WWA, in the fall. I really like the team, really like the chemistry, and we're adding a couple more players to the team. And I think a big part of what Cam's trying to do is to have a very diverse team, like the San Diego Padres. So we're bringing kids of all ethnicities to our team and really making a very diverse community.
That's great. Well, what do you hope to learn about yourself this summer? What are some areas that you've said, hey, Justice, looking in the mirror, I want to grow here this summer?
Well, I think that a big thing for me is always leadership. I think I want to be a good leader on and off the field, and I want to keep that going in the 2023 season. I want to be a leader on the Padres scout team.
So what are the characteristics of a leader then?
I think just always doing the right thing, keeping people accountable for their job, and really working hard.
I need 2 before I let you go. I'm in the city. This is an Arizona kid in the city all the way here in our studios. I need 1 or 2 really good restaurant recommendations. Not what you think Mom would say, but you tell me where you love to go eat.
Okay, this is hard. I really like Luke Hawley's in Brooklyn. It's
Okay.
a pizza place.
Okay.
It's really good. I'll I also like this Asian place called Vanessa's Dumplings.
Okay.
They open one on the Upper West Side. It's really good.
All right. Sponsor us, please. That's a very good thing. There we go. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it. Thanks for letting me come to your home.
Of course. Thank
All
you
right.
for having me.
Our studios in Brooklyn, New York Stories, some of the best baseball players in the land are right here in the big city.